Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig Sports. This is the NBA DFS Core Pick video for Tuesday, January 21st. If you're joining me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We'll be going over the core picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel. In the morning, I will be posting up an injury report. We have one team on the back-to-back that's going to be the New York Knicks, so their injury report will be coming out later on in the day. Throughout the day, I'll be listing injury updates as well as updates to my core about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock or as those changes do become available. And I'll also be posting as many starting lineups as I can get to throughout the evening as well. So definitely on the lookout for all that down in the comment section of this video. But without further ado, we'll get right to it with the DraftKings side. We got the point guard position. Going to go with Terry Rozier at $4,800. We're looking for at least 24 points out of him to pay off at 5 times value. He's averaging just under that at 23.5 on the season. Been in the starting lineup, playing better as of late, so definitely do like him here. Currently, I'm projected for about 26-27 in this matchup, which is a pretty good one versus the Portland Trail Blazers overall. Then at shooting guard, we're going to go with Eric Gordon of the Philadelphia 76ers, $3,800. And I do expect him to be in that starting lineup once again with Caleb Martin already ruled out. Paul George may or may not play. He's technically questionable with a back injury. So if he's out, obviously more users, more shots to go around just in general. Eric Gordon, he's kind of over the hill at this point in time. But at $3,800, you're only looking for 19 points out of him to pay off at 5 times value. So pretty easily to get there. So I currently am projected for 21. Might have a little bit upside for more. Might have a little bit downside for less. Obviously, he's a guy that's going to be a little bit more scoring dependent just in general. And then obviously, if Paul George is out, it's going to help him out a little bit more in terms of securing his minutes and everything else like that. Then we move down to small forward with RJ Barrett of the Toronto Raptors, $7,700, looking for 38-39 out of him. Averaging just under 42 so far in the season, so been a pretty good year for him. Last 2 games have been really good for him in terms of rebounds, in terms of assists, as well as scoring points. It's a little bit tougher matchup versus the Orlando Magic, but do currently have projected for 41 points in this game, so it looks like a really good value, at least early on in the day. Then we move down to power forward with Jeremy Grant, $5,100, looking for 25-26 out of him, averaging just under 27 so far in the season. He did just come back. He was dealing with like a facial fracture and everything else like that. A little bit more to it than that, but not going to go too far down that rabbit hole. In his first game back, he only played 24 minutes. In his most recent one, I think it was 31-32 minutes. Scored the ball in that game, but didn't really do anything else. So if we can get some scoring, if we can get some rebounds, a steal, block out of him, probably going to pay off at this price tag of $5,100. Do currently I'm projected for about 27-28. Could have a little bit of upside for more, if he's going out there, if he's playing the minutes, and he's contributing at a decent rate. And then last but not least, we're going down to center with Wendell Carter Jr. of the Orlando Magic. Looks like Goga Bitadze is already ruled out for tomorrow's game with a concussion. So Wendell Carter Jr., last 3 games, he's played up over 30 minutes, been pretty productive in those games. And at $5,900, we're looking for about 29-30 out of him. So far on the season, averaging about 24 points per game, but obviously has kind of taken a backseat to Goga Bitadze, unfortunately, for Wendell Carter Jr. But in this matchup versus Jakob Poeltl, could be a pretty good one for him overall. Currently, I'm projected for 31-32 points. Has a little bit upside for more. Might have a little bit of a downside for less. Like if he gets in foul trouble, starts losing minutes, this game goes a little bit smaller, which I really don't expect. But overall, looks like a really good play at $5,900. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do currently have listed here, you got $22,700 remaining, just under $7,600 remaining per player. So got a couple of value options out here to start the day. Kind of can pay up for anybody else that you want on this slate overall. The only truly expensive player on the slate is going to be Nikola Jokic, which in terms of raw points, he's definitely going to be up there. So if you want to pay down for some guys, pay up for Nikola Jokic, definitely makes some sense. If you want to pay up for some other better players, you can definitely do that as well. A lot of different ways that we can approach this 5-game main slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my core picks over there as well. So on the FanDuel side, we're going to start off at the point guard position. I got Tyler Hero here at $7,900. Looking for 39-40 out of him. He's averaging just under 30.5 so far in the season. Goes against the Portland Trail Blazers. Should be a pretty good matchup for him overall. Jimmy Butler has returned to the lineup, so Tyler Hero is getting a little bit of a downtick from that. But overall, still looks pretty good. He's been pretty good as of late. And I currently am projected for about 40-41 points in this matchup tonight versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Could have some upside for more if his shot's going down, if he's being really productive in that way. But there's a little bit of risk for downside for less at the same time as well. But definitely a strong play at $7,900. And then we're going to move down to shooting guard. Once again, we got Eric Gordon here. $4,100, looking for 20-21 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 21 on the FanDuel side as well. Obviously, going to be a little bit scoring dependent. Caleb Martin's already out, so he should be in that starting lineup. Once again, getting decent sized minutes. And if Paul George is out as well, going to solidify his minutes even more. So not too much here to say with Eric Gordon overall. Just looks like a decent filler value play, at least early on in the day. Then we're going to move down to small forward with Denny Advia. I really struggled at the forward position on FanDuel today, so ended up with Denny Advia here at $6,000. $6,900. Returned in their most recent game, was still in that starting lineup, playing decent sized minutes, playing really effective in that role at the same time as well. Don't expect him to get the 3 steals that he got last game, but last couple games that he's played, he's been really good. And at $6,900, looking for 34, 35 out of him. He's averaging just over 29 so far in the season, but he did come off with the bench and was playing limited minutes early on in the season. He's kind of taken on a new role for this Portland Trailblazers team as of late, and I definitely think he's thriving in that role. There is a pretty good chance that he outperforms the price tag, and do currently I'm projected for about 36 fantasy points on the slate overall. Then we moved on to power forward, and as I mentioned, forward was a very tough position overall. Power forward was probably the worst one for me on the FanDuel side today. So $6,400, Kyle Kuzma. Typically I would like this as kind of a GPP option. Definitely don't have to play him in cash, but I don't think there's truly a good cash game play at the power forward position, at least early on. But Kyle Kuzma, $6,400, looking for 32 out of him, averaging about 25 so far on the season. It's a revenge game narrative if you want to go there versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Been a little bit better as of late, still up and down though, in terms of minutes, shot volume, making his shots, everything else like that. But if you get that boom game out of Kyle Kuzma, he's definitely going to pay off at this price tag. Currently, I'm projected for about 30, 31. But obviously, you're looking for at least 32 out of him. We'll have to see if he gets there in this matchup versus Los Angeles Lakers. There is a very big risk that he gives you like 18, 20 points. But at the same time, he's definitely a guy that could get you, 38, 39, 40 points at the same time as well. And then last but not least, we're going down to that center position with Wendell Carter Jr., $5,900, looking for 29, 30 out of him. Same thing that we said over on FanDuel, averaging about 24 fantasy points per game. Goga Batati is listed as out once again due to a concussion, so definitely do expect large minutes for Wendell Carter Jr., who's played over 30 minutes in his last 3 games. And he's been outperforming his price tag at the same time as well. So definitely do like him once again. Have him projected for about 31, 32. A little bit upside for more. Maybe a little tiny bit of downside for less, but I really don't see it in the matchup versus the Toronto Raptors just in general. So definitely looks like one of the better value plays, at least early on in the day. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do currently have listed, you have $28,800 remaining, $7,200 remaining per player. So looks a little bit more like a bounce build type of day on the FanDuel side, but still have the opportunity to pay up for some star players. Obviously, the highest priced player is Nikola Jokic at that center position. If we play Wendell Carter Jr., harder to get to Nikola Jokic because you can only play one center on FanDuel as opposed to DraftKings where you can get some exposure to both. But, if you're playing multiple lineups, I would suggest getting exposure to both those centers for this slate overall. Maybe a little bit of DeAndre Ayton at the same time as well. But with that being said, these are my core picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to drop them down in the comment section. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Once again, I will be listing the early morning injury report down in the comments, injury updates throughout the day, as well as my updated core about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock, or as those changes do become available, that will be listed as a pinned comment. If there's any other additional changes after that point in time, they will be listed as a reply to that pinned comment. And then I will also be posting as many starting lineups as I can get to throughout the night as well. So definitely be sure that you're checking up down in the comment section, especially as we do get closer to lock. But with that being said, if you are brand new to my channel, checking out for the very first time, or have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Greg Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now, we really just have NBA DFS going on in terms of the core pick videos Tuesday through Friday. But in the future, we'll be doing some NFL draft content as well as some UFL DFS, which I believe will be starting up in March. And then last but not least, if you're interested in sports betting, if you're interested in prop betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the links and promo codes down in the description below for BetUS, Prize Picks, and Parlay Play. If you're a brand new user on any one of those 3 sites, when you sign up, make your initial deposit, you will get a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's a 100% match up to $100. And then for BetUS, it's a 125% match up to $2,000. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. If you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comment section of this video or on Twitter at Coach Greg Sport, and I would be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day and some pretty good luck in NBA DFS for Tuesday, January 21st.